Good afternoon, I'm meteorologist Pete Mangione. We have flood watches and flood warnings to talk about. Let's start with those river flood warnings first, and we're looking at the Patuxent River in Cranston. Now, river warnings are a little bit different than our ordinary flood warnings. We basically have to look at a lag time for when the flood warning expires. So basically a lot of rain on the way tomorrow, but the flood warning itself expires not until Saturday morning. So the primary area of concern would be tomorrow night. Then even when the rain wraps up Friday into Saturday morning, rivers often can continue to rise. So that's why you're seeing this last all the way into Saturday morning. The same situation can be applied here to the Pawcatuck River in Westerly. Now, technically, this is in minor flood stage right now, but potentially it rises a little bit higher, especially tomorrow with that heavy rain, and it could continue to rise into Friday, even into Saturday morning. Technically, right now, this expires late on Friday evening, but sometimes these do get extended depending on how much rain we end up receiving. But we are looking at the potential of 1 to 2 inches of rain, and we have had quite a lot of rain this month. In fact, so far this month, over 2.5 inches of rain. For all of April, our normal is 4.3, so you can see if we get 1 or 1.5 or 2 tomorrow, we get pretty close to a month worth of rain from the system tomorrow. So that's a big part of why our rivers around here are swollen. Of course, it is good for the drought situation, not so good for the rivers. Live Pinpoint Doppler 12, not tracking any precipitation right now. In fact, we have a mostly cloudy, but a few breaks of blue showing up here in Newport. So it's a decent looking afternoon, a little bit on the cool side for some. 46 in Providence, 46 right now for you in Newport, 41 in Westerly, 51, I should say, in Westerly, 45 in Block Island, 42 right now in Taunton. So these areas where the clouds are hanging a little bit tough, we're stuck in the 40s, but because I am expecting at least a few breaks, I think many of us do get to the low 50s today. You can see a recent wind of around 15 miles an hour in Newport, 18 in Coventry with a temperature of 46 degrees, and 45 right now for you in Providence with 45 in Cumberland. So it's sort of a slow climb out of the 40s this morning. Here's our next system. A lot of moisture will be sucked in from the south and west as that center of low pressure pulls in those very moist breezes. We could also have pretty gusty conditions by tomorrow with gusts between 35 and 45 miles an hour possible. So this is a flood watch, which includes not only our smaller rivers and streams, but basically any kind of street flooding that may develop. So this starts 8 o'clock tomorrow morning and goes until Friday, but here's the key part of that. It starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Here's why it doesn't start until 8 a.m. It's actually good news, I think, for the morning commute tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. Yes, we could get a few showers out ahead of this, but notice how the bulk of the rain holds off until after the morning commute. I want to stress morning commute because the evening commute will be a totally different story. In fact, by lunchtime into the evening commute tomorrow, some very heavy rain moving through, and then once we go into Friday, most of that should be gone. So we're talking 1 to 2 inches, heaviest in the afternoon, winds potentially gusting over 40 miles an hour, and obviously the river flooding and some minor street flooding possible. Temperatures tonight down into the 40s with partly cloudy skies, and then our weekend looks okay, low 50s. What I do not want to get lost in the weather story is how about mid 60s to low 70s possible by next week. So we do have some warmer weather on the way, Patrick.
All right. Thank you very much, Pete. Tracking more breaking news now from Washington. Multiple media outlets